Sicario, Days of Soldado is a new movie by Stefan Salimo, and it stars Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, and Isabella Mournier. The movie revolves around Matt Griever from the first movie, who is now been given green light by the CIA to start a war between two drug cartels, so he enlists the help of a Sicario named Alejandro to start a war. Now, I never really liked Sicario back then, but I recently rewatched it, and I gotta say, while I think it's Denis' worst movie, I still think the movie is great. Like, it's such a great, intense movie in 2015. I really enjoyed it. But that being said, it always seemed weird to me that they were making a sequel to Sicario. I was like, wait, how can you make a sequel to a movie like Sicario? Like, how can you move the story forward? Well, that being said, we got a sequel now. It's come out. And what did I think of this movie? I have to admit, Sicario Days of Soldado is actually a really damn good follow-up to the original. I need to start off with one thing. This movie has one hell of an opening 10 minutes. Like, oh my god. This movie hooks you instantaneously with two amazing scenes in a row. They're so awesome. It's gripping. It's shocking. Like, two scenes in a row put chills down my back. I was like, oh my god. It was so spectacular. Like, I was hooked instantaneously. I loved it. And for the most part, the whole entire film is mostly intense, gripping, amazing. It was really awesome. Like, there was so much scenes that had me on the edge of my seat from how intense it was, how gritty and realistic it is, because this is a real world. Everything you see are just realistic. You actually feel like you're there. And the action scenes, I can't say it's entertaining because of how intense it is, how riveting. It's all spectacular. All the gunfights are spectacular. It's shot well. It's all great action. And while Stefan Salimo is no Denis Villeneuve, this guy's one hell of a director. He manages to recapture the exact same feeling from the first movie, the gritty realism, the intensity, how realistic everything is, because it's a realistic world. But not just that, Stefan Salimo adds his own touches to the movie. Like, one thing I was extremely impressed with is the long takes he put for the movie. The long takes just adds the realism of everything. So when the horror and shock happens, you feel like you're there in the audience because of the long takes. For example, the opening thing, which I keep on praising, there's a long take, and once you see all the shocking things that happen, it just adds more to the realism because of the long take, because you actually feel like you're there. It's all great work. And as for the script, Taylor Sheridan actually returns to write the script from the first movie, and he does one hell of a job again. This guy's becoming one of my favorite writers in Hollywood because there's so much realism to this script. The characters are great. There's so much character development. The story's great. Like, this guy's just one hell of a writer, and I'm so glad he returned for this movie. And obviously the cast is awesome. Most of the cast from the first movie returns, except for Emily Blunt, but we still get Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro. First off, Josh Brolin. First off, this guy's had one hell of a summer. Avengers Infinity War, Deadpool 2, and now Sicario. This guy needs a vacation. Anyways, this guy was awesome in this movie. Like, I gotta say it. He has so much intensity in performance. He has so much more character development in this one. And he was so good. But in a particular scene, where he's in the interrogation room. Like, he killed it in the movie. He's so good. But Benicio del Toro as Alejandro, he's so much better in this movie. Like, he was the standout in the first movie, and here he's such a badass. He has so much character development. He has so much badass moments. I love Benicio del Toro in this. But Isabella Mournier, who's a new addition, I was really surprised by her because I've never really seen her in anything. And here she has so much emotion, so much humanity to her performance. She did a great job, and she should honestly do more movies like this. And finally, while the cinematography does not have Roger Deakins in it, I still have to say the cinematography is still fantastic. It doesn't look as good as the original, but it still has so much dark shots that look beautiful, so much beautiful shots. The gritty realism just adds to the world and just makes everything feel more realistic. Sicario Days of Soldado has some problems. So first off, is pretty much the obvious one. It's not as well directed as the movie, or the cinematography not as good as the first Sicario. I mean, you're missing Denis Villeneuve and Roger Deakins. It's not a huge problem, but it has to be mentioned. But my biggest problem is the final act. Like, I'm telling you, I loved the first two acts. They were amazing. But the final act really falters. Like, it just becomes really weak, and like, it's not a bad final act, but it became considerably less interesting, not as riveting. And I just felt like it was really padding the runtime. I was like, okay, you could have cut a few things out. I just felt the third act was pretty weak because it just didn't really work as well as I wanted it to. And last but not least, the ending was a little bit underwhelming to me. It's not a bad ending, but it kind of leaves it a bit of a cliffhanger for a third Sicario. It's just like, I mean, did you have to do that? That's pretty much my only problem with this movie. I'm gonna give Sicario, Days of Soldado, a 7 out of 10. Yes, I have a problem with the final act. I don't think the final act is as good as the first 2 acts. But there's so much great action, intensely gripping moments, so much amazing scenes, so much great performance, so much great direction that I can easily recommend this movie. If you were a fan of the first Sicario, I mean, go see this one because you would probably enjoy this movie. And to be honest, I'd be down for a first Sicario. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like, favorite, and subscribe. Click on the notification bell for alerts of brand new videos. And comment below, tell me you guys thought of the video so you can encourage me to make way more videos in the future. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.